XCR 375 H&H Mag here, and I just finished watching the latest episode of Fear the Walking Dead. I'm going to do a little bit of a review on it. Mrs. XCR is still on vacation visiting her family, and if you don't want spoilers, turn this video off now. Like I said, I'm going to be talking about the episode, and there will be spoilers, so turn off this video and go watch another video. Anyway. Alright, final disclaimer, spoilers about the latest episode of Fear the Walking Dead. So, last chance to turn this video off and go watch another video. So, I am going to go ahead and start discussing this video. First portion I'm going to discuss is about Nick, the druggie. Just remember that an addict will do whatever they need to do to get their fix, whether it be drugs, alcohol, or whatever. They will do whatever they need to do to get their fix. They can't help it unless they want to actually admit to themselves that they have a problem. But they will do whatever they need to do, and if that means making a sick person, taking a sick person's medicine, they will. So just be aware, and what is her name? Madison Clark, she should have realized this right off the bat, that her son is an addict and will always be an addict unless he pulls himself out of it by himself. But as for that, she shouldn't be so naive about that. Anyway, and when Nick was saying to her, "Oh, I don't need it. I don't need it. I've weaned myself off of it," she should have suspected something was wrong off the bat, that he was getting his fix from somebody or something else. And obviously he was getting it from Hector in the hospital bed through his morphine drip. And drug addicts, like to shoot up in the arm, but that's way too obvious. So in between the toes is what they do. Also in the groin area, there's lots of blood vessels and capillaries and arteries and so forth in the blood area too. And there's other places in the body. Those are just the obvious areas. You can go ahead and do a Google search on that. That's what I ended up doing. Anyway, so number two, these people are sheep, and they have placed their complete and utter faith and trust into the government, which was their mistake number one. Yeah, it's all great and dandy that the National Guard showed up, but, kind of leery of that. Who knows if the National Guard is still operating under orders. Maybe the command center got infected themselves, and they're no longer receiving orders. So the captain is just winging it and running with standing orders, and he's making up shit in order to keep control. It's all about control. Some of the captain's comments would definitely raise my eyebrows, like, so I don't have to shoot you. Interesting. And so forth. Also, at the same time, how the military government is removing people that are problems. That guy Greg, who had a breakdown, who realizes actually what's going on, they removed him. Second, they're removing all the sick and injured under the guise of, we're going to get them treatment at the facility at the camp, FEMA camp or whatever, is what I call it. Problem people go there, drug addicts go there, people who need medical assistance that go there, the old lady that broke her ankle or whatever, they go there, and you never hear from them again. As for Nick, I'm sure we'll be seeing and hearing from Nick. I'm sure Nick knows how to get out of some of these places. He's very streetwise. So, um, the old guy, I think his name is Daniel or something like that, that is married to the lady that broke her ankle. He knows what's up. He knows what's coming next. And right now, he's probably thinking in his mind, well, okay, we need to do certain things around here. We need to make sure we, are able to escape and get out of here if we need to, in case the National Guard goes full ballistic and, just starts eliminating people. So, but as for Liza, another sheep, she's too trusting of the system, giving away everybody's medical information and so forth to the doctors and so forth. I mean, she did not need to give Nick's information to the doctor saying that, he's an addict. She could have kept that private, off the record. She decided not to. Once again, she's naive and, played right into it. This episode was kind of, in my opinion, like a filler, and of like, oh, have dying faith in the system, in the government. They're here to protect us. They're our savior and everything. Whereas you can see later on in the episode when, what's his name? No Nuts Travis was sitting on the roof crying because of the situation he's in, sees the flashlight from a person outside of the perimeter in a building. Next thing you see is gunfire, and that person's dead. So, but you don't know if it's from the National Guard firing or if it's from the guy inside the building firing at the National Guard or whatever. You just don't know. So, I'm going to go with the assumption that it was the National Guard that did a raid on the place and killed the guy. So that's what I'm thinking. But as for the episode, I think it was filler. They're setting it up for something else. They're setting it up for, people going to the camp or something like that. Something to that effect. As for, people in, my thoughts was like when you got all those soldiers in the house and they're taking your son away and stuff like that, there's really not too much you can do because there's 12 to 15 of them, and, you really can't do too much at that particular moment in time. You're going to pull out a gun, you're going to be lit up so freaking fast, it's unreal. I mean, they're just ready to shoot you anyway. They beat the crap out of the old man, and they shoved No Nuts Travis's kid Chris, across the room. So nothing you can really do, in my opinion, at that moment in time. So, like I said, I think it was just kind of a filler episode. They're laying the groundwork of what might come, what's to come. So, I really don't think there is a particular plan left for the National Guard. I think that they realize that they were probably on their own by now because because the rest of the units have been overrun. I mean, the guy said there's 12 units, 12 safe zones. Madison Clark brought up a very interesting thing. Why aren't the phones up? Quite honestly, I don't know who you're going to call, but, why aren't the phones working yet? Why doesn't anybody have a shortwave radio and can just listen in? Doesn't necessarily mean you have to transmit on it. You have a ham radio and you can hear what's going on from other people. And there's plenty of repeaters in that area where you can pick up a signal. Nobody has a ham radio. I doubt that. Nobody has an FRS radio. I doubt that too. And if they're up on a hill, they can pick up stuff from several miles away. So, anyway, it's just my thoughts on the episode. I think it was kind of a filler. You're seeing where people's loyalties lie. Liza, I think she's being duped. The government doctor obviously knows more than what's going on, and I think she's trying to get the medical personnel and everything out. People of value. That's why she made the offer to Liza on the spot. Come with us. Pretty much kind of come with me if you want to live. And they're getting rid of the problem people inside the little community there. The sick, the addicts, and the injured. Who knows what's going to happen with them? They're being taken away to a camp. So, but we haven't heard anything about Tobias. Where's Tobias in all of this? Was he the person inside the house with his uncle and stuff like that, or is he somewhere else? Is he hunkered down in a bunker or what? Who knows? I'd like to know more about Tobias. Where is Tobias? I think for a young kid, he's pretty badass. He knows what's up. So, but I also think that I don't think that was Tobias, because he would, know what was going on, and I think he would not give away his position with the light. So, anyway, that's just my review of it. It was an okay episode, filler in my opinion, but there was lots of stuff going on. Everybody's trying to get back to normal, but there is no normal in a situation like that. So, anyway, as for No Nuts Travis, typical libtard, liberal thinking that the system's going to save everybody, and it's going to save him and so forth. So, they should have gotten out that night before the guard rolled up and everything. So, anyway, XCR 375 signing off.